Right, Sam. So we're standing here by your pig. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about her?
Oh, I bought her in April of this year. She was born in late January. It's usually January and February of this year, of the year previous to the fair, that you would buy the pigs. So they're about 7 or 8 months old now, and it's been a little bit tougher for me to get her ready and everything to go for show, because I've been dealing with my state officer duties all the way through June of this year. So I wasn't able to be around her quite as much as I'd liked and help build her up into what I thought would be the best she could possibly be as a show pig. But my cousins also raise livestock, and they really helped me out earlier this year and were able to help keep her kind of on track of what I thought she needed to be.
Great. Now, I mean, do you number her? Do you name her?
Well, her breed has a registry that you register under, and they have a registration number for the breed. And then each pig has ear notches in their ears, where when they're newborns, there's a tool that you clip notches out of their ears, and it helps identify which animal they are. So I mean, if you're looking at a pig, you're more than likely to see notches in their ears, and that's, a lot of people ask me that don't really know if that's like a natural thing, if they have those notches in the ears, and we actually do that when they're little, so you can help identify them.
Okay. So each one kind of gets a different pattern of notches?
Yeah, there's different patterns, different spots where you punch on the ear that represents different numbers to help identify them.
So for this one, I mean, I can see some of the notches on her ear here. Can you kind of tell me which number this is?
Yeah, she is, like on this ear right here, you can see there's 2 notches on the back and then 1 up on the front. That the 2 notches on the back are 1s, and then the 1 up on top is a 9, because on the back there's 1s, and then on the front of the back side of the ear is 3s, and then on the top of the ear would be 9, and then 27 is further back. That's the litter number. Like if you have a big operation and stuff, it would go just like 1 to 100 and down the line, and you can just punch those for the different litters that come around. And then on the other ear, which you can't really see here, is the pig number in the litter. So, I mean, her number is 4, so she's got 2 notches in the a notch in the 3 and a notch in the 1 part of her ear. So that identifies her as the 4th hog of the 11th litter.
Okay, great. Now, you just said that you're going to show the pig on Sunday.
Yeah.
What do you have to do to get her ready?
Well, you gotta, I mean, while I've been here, I've walked her around and kind of kept her loose so she's not kind of cramped up when she's trying to walk around. So you got to kind of keep her loose throughout the week. You just got to wash them and keep them clean, and then you got to clip all their hair off so you can get a better view of what they actually look like, and there's not a bunch of hair cover over top that's kind of shadowing maybe what the pig actually looks like.
Okay. Now, you were telling me about you want muscles and different things. Can you kind of show us which?
Well, like on her, she's got a pretty good size ham on here, and you want a nice size ham, nice broad shoulders, and nice and smooth all the way through the loin and the ham junction through there. You want them to be able to produce a lot of meat for the consumer. I mean, around 250 pounds is usually market weight for swine. You want to be able to sell them when they're still young enough and they still got a lot of freshness about their meat, and it still would be really good to, I guess you'd say, produce it and put it out on the market. I mean, once they get a lot bigger, there'll be a lot of fat cover on it, and it probably wouldn't be as good. And what the main thing is the boars really aren't really made for meat. It's more the barrows and the gilts.
Now, if you were to look at this swine and you were to judge it, what's the one thing you would like to improve on your own?
Well, she's really nice on her front and back legs. I mean, she's really good at that. But I mean, through the middle of her on her back, she's really kind of narrow between where her ham and her shoulders are. I mean, right down the middle over the loin is kind of narrow for my liking. I mean, there's always something you want to improve on your animal. I mean, there's never a perfect pig is what judges say a lot, and there's always something you want to improve. But I mean, overall she's pretty good. She might be just a little small for her age as well too, but I mean, that's just kind of part of it.
Do you know how much she weighs?
I think she's about 280 pounds or so now. So she's not small by any means, but there's probably going to be some other pigs that are her age that are around 300, 310 pounds.
Great. Now, what exactly are you feeding her?
I'm feeding her now is just kind of a mix. It's got different proteins. It's got a corn base, bean meals in it, and then just a little bit of beet pulp in there to try and maybe expand her out a little bit. No, go.
Sorry? Okay, can you tell us about, like, how do you show them? What's your process for doing that?
Well, you take out, you either got a whip or I use like a pipe, and you just kind of tap them around. Like, she's pretty well trained that if I'm gonna tap her on that side of her head or something, she'll turn the other way and everything. So I mean, you just try and give the judge the best view of them. You try and keep her open to view for the judge, and I mean, it's not that hard, but I mean, if you got a pig that's not cooperating, it's kind of difficult to show. I mean, you got to know a lot of facts about your pig as well. Like, the judge might ask what the rate of gain is for a barrow, and they might ask the date of birth for your animal. I mean, you got to know some things about hogs. I mean, you can't just go out there and kind of hit a pig around. But it's not too hard when you're out there doing it.
Great.
What's that? When you got pigs like this, I mean, I've dealt with her enough. She's more like a big dog than anything.